Hello everyone, it's Like a Boss here. So we're going to build a new part here, and yes, it will cost practically 2/3 of our budget, but not many races are left, and I really want to get onto the podium as quickly as possible. Even if that's not really a likelihood, I am hopeful for it. So just to make sure that we're going to build a part like this, and hope it works. Won't be here for this race, but maybe the next one, as Kimi Räikkönen's even happy to get excited about it. Wow. Other than that, Gio's got great brakes, and Kimi has 10th place brakes, so you know what? I have enough influence up here to help me out with financials. They'll ask if I have enough money, and I can... No, they're gonna have to ask me if I have enough money after this next race anyway, so on to Milan, Italy. And here we are traveling here. Of course we're going for second and above. I'm kidding. We're going for practically last place and above. Crucial areas for the car are the brakes, the rear wing, and the engine. We can only make one of those parts. We're here. This year's Drivers' Championship is looking tighter than a Scotsman. Max Verstappen will be wanting to whack it on pole today. The weather is set fair today, and the track temperature is going through the roof. So here we go. I am very worried because there's not many turns here, which in most cases that means that's good, right? That's Kimi Räikkönen gets a 0 on the download for qualifying. Great so far, setup-wise. We're gonna risk it for the... And that's why we don't risk it. So we're gonna send him out and basically come back with nothing on the table, almost guaranteeing Gio to have a much better qualifying session, which isn't bad, but I guess I'm starting to feel desperate as a team owner slash team principal, and I just really want us to be the best team that we can be, and I guess I might just have to wait for the money to come next season. It's just sometimes annoying for it, and as you can see here, it's basically Monza, Italy, Ferrari's home, and we'll see if we can even do any good. Looks like so far we're doing decently. Maybe the Alfa Romeo connection is better than we thought. Kimi comes across the line, and we're a second and a half off the leader. That's great. Just great. Good news is that it's a slow, or a quick lap around here, basically a minute. We should be able to get 100% on Gio's setup, but not necessarily Kimi's. We shouldn't have risked it, and we've learned our lesson, at least for today's episode. Sending them out there on that, pausing it so we make sure to save any amount of time possible. That could have busted, and I'm glad it did not. We're not going to risk it for him. As you can see, the bottom four have not qualified at all, and we're about to find our way there. But knowing that the one stop is possible from last episode in the Ardennes, in Belgium, it might bring up a strategy for us, despite our fuel wear, or our fuel efficiency and tire wear to be downright atrocious. Kimi Räikkönen is 2 seconds off the pace. That is highly concerning. We might get lapped down during this race. That is not good to think of. Not good at all. But the engineers for Kimi are really trying their best to get his car up to the snuff. Well, we gotta go for it. Whew! I'm glad we did. Leave nothing on the table. 3 minutes remaining. So that will be his last run. Gio, on the other hand, is probably not going to get the 100% setup. So I was wrong. That's why you gotta predict it. You gotta predict it, and we're gonna be just a hair shy of 100% on him. But here we go, running when the clouds are out. We're practically 2 seconds or 1.5 seconds off the pace. We're gonna have to win this race on strategy, or at least get into the points through strategy, because we don't have pure pace. We haven't built an engine since week 1, because that's what we were given. A slight improvement. Gio, a heavy improvement. Man, maybe I've been short selling Gio a little bit too much, but I mean, who doesn't love the Iceman of Räikkönen? This is a pretty quick lap around here, which is good for us. Raikkonen will probably do a strategy that suggests one stopping, if that is at all possible. And Gio will try to do a similar thing to what he did last time, and we can find our way up in the points again, at least for one driver, as Gio's starting to show some pace, and Kimi is starting to lag behind. Could be his age getting to him, and you let me know down below if maybe we should just get a brand new driver lineup, keep one or the other. Gio had a rough start to the season, but he seems to be coming on strong in the end. But I want a driver who can make an immediate impact and or has room to grow without us having to spend a crazy amount of money on him. As we can tell, Pierre Gasly is truly sorry to the fans that he wasn't good enough today. And I have to say I'm sorry to y'all too. I know Gio got P9, but we'll see what happens. He is an Italian in Italy in this situation. The Italian Jesus. Pizza, gelato, and world-class motorsports. What's not to like about Italy, right? Well, setting up the car for Milan is all about maximizing top speed. Mercedes must be licking their lips this weekend, as they do have the best top speed. Bottas on pole, Verstappen close behind in second, Charles Leclerc in third, Lewis Hamilton in fourth in the championship, fourth in the start, third in the championships, Carlos Sainz in P5, Sergio Perez P6, P7 Daniel Ricciardo seems to have turned things around, and hello Joy, are you coming to me?
Sit. Sit. Good girl. No. Sit. Stay. Alright. Come here.
Guess Joy's still here. Mick Schumacher P8, Antonio Giovinazzi, the Italian native, P9, Nikita Mazepin P10, P11, Lance Stroll, P12, Fernando Alonso. In P13 we have Sebastian Vettel and Esteban Ocon in P14. In P15, Lando Norris and P16, Kimi Raikkonen. P17, Pierre Gasly, P18, Yuki Tsunoda, and the back row is Williams. But in what order? Latifi, then Russell. Alright, after that thrilling intro, we get to select bonuses that could potentially help us in the race. It's a 14 lap race here. There was a one stop done last week. I'm not saying that's possible this week. I'm just noticing that it was done last week. Although I think the mediums onto the soft might be the fastest strategy around here. So I'm going to do medium onto soft for Kimi Raikkonen, as he is our slower driver in this situation. And then we'll probably do softs onto mediums for Gio. Let Gio kind of stay at the front, if he can stay with that front group. And yeah, it looks like the same tire wear, and we also have him with the tire wear running 18% slower, which will be huge, thanks to his crew chief, very annoying chief. It's 5 red lights, and away we go. Following along with Antonio Giovinazzi. At first, at least. Oh, sorry for the camera angle, Mayhem. I'm just trying to find what's best for these low poly models, and sometimes I feel like I should go, oh, is that they're 5 wide back there with Kimi Raikkonen. Let's get a zoom out on this. It's a little bit easier for me to manage when I can see everyone here, as Gio is now in P9, where he's P10. And the long straightaways, we're really losing some speed. Turning up the engine mode here for both of my drivers, seeing what they can truly do. We're going to have to use ERS at all the right times to even stay in this race. So let's hope that we can. So we have a few people running on the hard tires. Perhaps they're trying to do an illegal one stop, as if it were actually true in the rules of F1, but we'll see. Hamilton gets the fastest lap of 107.9, practically what he ran in Quali there. and this is where we're starting to lose some pace here. There's not many turns to catch up on people, as Vettel and Raikkonen are the only ones on the medium compound, meaning that we're the only ones doing the reverse version of the stop. So that's interesting to note. Good to note, but also interesting. We got 11 laps remaining here. Gio's just on the edge of points. We'll see how much farther he can go. As we can tell, it's got one more lap for him on this compound, in theory. We might have to bring him in a lap earlier. Maybe we can short stop them, since we're not running much faster laps, but we'll see when we get there, as he is starting to get on the inside of Schumacher, and it's going to be close, but I think the Haas has more top-end speed and it's going to pull away, yes, as Kimi Raikkonen is holding station in P14 in front of almost everyone who is running a different tire. Yes, this is the point where we're going to take Gio in for new tires onto mediums. And sorry if there's any noise, this is not my normal location for filming for these last couple episodes, and I did just take out a little Joy over here for a walk, so she's fine, I'm not neglecting, I'm doing a great job being a doggy sitter. Everyone in the top 10's in the pits. Let Raikkonen speed on by. Let's see what Gio can get done in the pits. A sub 4 second. And it's putting him out in 14th as of now, but where he runs looks like that's P4, the medium runners, P5 maybe. Raikkonen's currently P3 of the medium runners. And Alonso's already P2 running the hard tire compound. We'll see what happens here. Basically, for Raikkonen, I'm just going to let him follow Vettel's lead. Because they're running about the same, not lap times, but similar strategies. Oh, bless you, Joy. I don't know if y'all heard that, but she sneezed over here. Joy, you can come over here and join us for the race if you want to. No, she ran away. As we look at Kimi here, 11% per lap. Looking at the leaders up ahead, Vettel stayed out for one more lap. We're letting Raikkonen stay out for another lap here. Gonna let him pit here. Ooh. That will be a problem. Looks like the mediums are just not good enough, are they? The mediums aren't good enough, are they? Oh no. Did I misread the strategy completely? Huh? Yes, 5 plus 8 is 12. We're in danger. Gonna start to conserve. Well, actually for Kimi, I guess we can try the mediums on the medium strategy. It didn't work for him last time, but my own insolence has allowed for this to happen again. As for Gio, there are 6 laps remaining, so 10% per lap. He should be fine on that. And Raikkonen actually comes out right behind him. Vettel's still in the lead with those tires. Don't know quite how he did it. Now we're going to allow Kimi Raikkonen to push to see if he can catch up at all. Five laps remaining here. Seems to be the order so far. So since there are 5 laps, we can afford for a little bit extra pushing from everyone here. The tracks that are so demanding for engines only really are horrible for us, because we have good front nose, the little cone, or not the cone, a good front wing, a great brake, and our suspension will be pretty good once we actually build one. As of now, it looks like the first of the hard tire people are pitting, and they're probably going to go straight onto softs. Yep, that's what they did. Gio's currently P13. Judging that, we should have enough tires for him as well. There's only 3 laps remaining. Yep, 3 laps remaining. He's set on tires. We're going to let them both try to burn a little bit of fuel here. I know that you don't save much fuel on these power circuits, but we'll see if they can even catch up to the people in front of them. This is really more of a product of our cars not being built for these type of circuits rather than the drivers not being good enough, if that makes any sense at all. Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. Vettel does find himself barely in front of Raikkonen, and Raikkonen makes a daring pass on the outside there. Gio's up into the points now, trying to let him continue his push onwards to dominance, hopefully. Schumacher has a worse tire wear situation, and we should be catching up on him pretty quickly. Raikkonen up in P14, not close enough to really make a bold lunge, but maybe close enough to pick up some spots if these people in front of him really mismanage their tires here. Gio's back up into P9. Looks like there's a mobile chicane forming with Schumacher's bad tires. Gio is starting to lose his tires as well. We're going to let him just go into neutral, and hopefully Kimi can try to pick up another position or two. I doubt he will, but it's the thought that matters as we're getting into the very end. Going to let him push with his last little lunge here for both drivers. Giovinazzi, P9 and P14 respectively. Slight improvement there. Raikkonen didn't finish in P16 again. That's not awful. And Gio finished in the points again. I'm not really mad about that at all. I am upset that we didn't get double points, but it's kind of a product when it comes to not having an engine facility. And that's just how it is in the game, so we'll have to build up for those next season. And I might be thinking about doing these seasons in little chunks, maybe the first 6 races in one episode in a highly condensed version, maybe a little bit documentary style. You let me know down below what you're thinking about that. As we can tell, once again, the 1 stop, or the 0 stop I mean, it worked out for not that many drivers here. It worked out for Alonso and it worked out for Norris. They must have just saved their tires the whole race. I cannot imagine that. Ocon it didn't work for, and seeing how we started right about here, it's not very likely that we can make that work for our current situation. But another race, some more points, and just like that, we're catching up on Haas. Slowly but surely. Just a few races left in the season, and it's a pretty tight fight up here. Lewis Hamilton could quickly come back. We know what he's capable of. But everyone below him is kind of set in this point, and Kimi Raikkonen and Gio right next to each other in points. So maybe we're going to have a little bit of a feud with points with our drivers. Maybe the one who scores the most points stays on the team. Who knows? Sebastian Vettel, a true world-class man, 4-time champion with Red Bull, currently with Aston Martin. Well done to Max Verstappen on there. Deserved victory. I'll be up there with you soon. And I sure hope so. Into the other championships, Yuri Vips, Robert Schwartzman, a guy that we were kind of looking at here, and that championship is almost decided unless something horribly wrong happens to Yuri. Here in NASCAR, Joey Logano won a race. Kyle Busch, Chase Elliott, Larson, Brad Keselowski barely getting in there, but judging by that, Team Penske is almost assured the win, and championship is tied. Four-way battle coming into the last race. Maybe 3 if these 4 have a problem, but that's pretty interesting to see. And looks like Audi Racing, Audi and Acura both did great jobs there. Development never stops in motorsports. We heard that Alpine has built a new gearbox. We might have an upgraded engine for Haas next race. Sweet. Mercedes are bringing a new rear wing. Basically everything we don't want to hear as such a young and horrible team. Uh-oh. My sources tell me that Alfa Romeo are in some financial difficulties. Wonder if Like a Boss will be able to sort it out. So this is what I was talking about where, this is important. We have 3 races to make our balance on our outgoings positive, or we will be taken out of the sport. So we're going to extend the warning period just a little bit with our influence and hope for the best. And we built our new suspension. Let's see what it looks like here. It looks like trash. Straight up trash. But we're putting it on his car. Yeah, it's as our last piece that we built this season. for sure, since we're negative in everything. Yeah, next year's car is at least going to be capable. Let's spend Gio's point that he deserves, and we'll end off the video. We're going to give him just a little bit more in race starts, peeking out those stats, and that's how we're going to end this episode. Multiple points finished in a row now, most of them from Gio. Raikkonen still hanging on to the overall lead against his teammate, but with a new piece to his car, we might have a good shot for the rest of the season. No more pieces from this point onward, just hope and determination. Until next time, I'm Like a Bosk.